Hi everybody, and welcome to another episode of Taste of RPGs. I'm Audrey, and I'm here as always with Christopher and Marissa. And today's special guest is John.
Hey.
And today we are playing Wanderhome, which is kind of I'm like holding this up like a book report now, which is like a pastoral kind of fantasy RPG that I'm super excited to play because it seems to operate in a world that is both extremely comforting and cozy, but also has the ability to be like deep and touch on some real stuff. So that's going to be fun for us all. It is made by game designer Jay Dragon, and it runs on a no rules, no masters system. So there's no dice. I don't know why I keep being like no rules. It's because my gut is like, no rules. Yeah, I love it. So no dice, no masters. So it's super rules light because basically we're all just telling a story together about a journey that we're taking together. So the only real mechanic, or not real mechanic, but the biggest mechanic in this game is tokens. So players can get a token when they do kind of a list of actions. And those actions can be things like give away something you hold dear, or pause for a moment and get some rest. So there's a list that everyone has that's generic, and then there are things that are specific to each playbook or each space, to be honest. And once you have a token, you can then turn around and use that token to make a meaningful impact on the world. So you can do something like provide a solution, ease someone's pain, if only for a moment. And like using the token is a thing that makes that action like concrete. Wanderhome takes place in the world of the Haeth, which is a beautiful and boundless land full of life. And it's populated by animal folk. So we're thinking kind of like Redwall or Mouseguard. Like the main action is among these animal people. So everyone's playing an animal here today. And the like livestock and pets are all like insects, and everything is kind of like outsized and like so it just has such a lovely feel to it. I'm so excited. And the Haeth has a widespread culture of hospitality, so all of our journeying players can always expect to be received warmly. You can always find a place to sleep, find a meal. Like, this is a really kind of like, it's just such a warm game. I'm so excited. And the people are fundamentally good. So it's not true, obviously, of all things in life, but for the most part, the people in the Haeth are good people. And the Heathland specifically, the like big piece of lore is that it was recently in war, but is no longer. So there are kind of scattered throughout the land these like remnants of war, either in like artifacts or kind of like the things that people carry with them inside of them. But we're no longer at war. So that's the Haeth. And now I'm going to have everyone introduce the characters. So let's start with Marissa and go around.
Okay. My name is Rosaline the raccoon. I'm a raccoon. I am playing from the Firelight playbook. I am a raccoon, as I said, and I have a little companion named Bubba, who is a firefly. Let's see. So from the playbook, it says, it's easy to get lost in the darkness and the deep. The firefly at your side will always guide the way. You are alive. Your care is forward-thinking, mutual, and shining bright. And I am a good judge of character. I am everywhere at once. And I try to be always positive, but I am not. And I try to be enough, but I know that I'm not.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. What I look like, so I'm a raccoon. I have a mud-soaked cloak and a well-loved fiddle that I named Blanche, a book of small rituals, and shining eyes that pierce through the darkness.
Awesome. Christopher, who's your character?
So my character's name is Captain, and we don't know why. And
Captain is from the Peddler playbook and is an armadillo. So Captain is, he's kindly, he's experienced, extroverted, but not talkative, and trying to be more watchful and calculating. Captain has a patched up mustard cloak, clothes from a different land, and ledgers.
John, who's your character?
My character's name is Two-Tone. He's a squirrel. Why is he called Two-Tone? Because sometimes squirrels are black, sometimes they're brown, but this one's both. So that's what he is. See, he's a he/him. He has flamboyant hats. He loves flamboyant hats, and he likes trick decks of cards. But he don't want to play the pick any card thing. He has a strip deck of cards, so he'll pull a cool trick out on you. Very noble attire. He likes to make people happy. Comes from the cavern, from a carnivore or tavern-like atmosphere.
And which playbook are you doing?
The Fool.
Okay,
the
perfect.
Fool. The Fool.
Okay. You guys we're a little traveling group. Right now you're walking down a kind of winding coastal road. It's a kind of crisp fall day, one of those days where you can feel the bite of winter in the air, but the sun is really warm. The breeze is blowing. You can feel the spray of the sea on your face, and smell the salt water. It's a beautiful day, and as you walk, you start to see this in the distance, this bridge emerge, and around it are all these little buildings. And just beyond the bridge, you see a tower, the top of a tower rising in the air. And as you get closer, you recognize that you're coming upon the town of Imelda's Crossing. Imelda's Crossing is famous for its market bridge. So on the bridge, you can see these little stalls and all of these people who are selling lots of different artisan wares. So baking, art, woodworking. You can get almost anything at Imelda's Crossing, and it's always kind of weird stuff, right? It's not necessarily what you would expect to find. And as you approach and you get closer, you head towards the marketplace, and you're greeted by this large bear. He's big. He's a big black bear. He's got a big cloak on, but it's kind of threadbare and worn a little bit. And he is welcome to the town of Imelda's Crossing. Is there anything I can help you with? My name is Alistair. I'm one of the headsmen of this town, and I'm here to make sure that you guys have a merry welcome to our beautiful market.
Greetings. It's so nice to see you here today, and we have come from quite a long distance. First, we would love to know if there's a place to rest just a little, get some food, some tea, and then we would love to look through the market stalls.
He's of course. We travelers come through this way all the time. You can get any sort of delightful wares in our marketplace. Might I suggest you visit Merlin's stall? Excellent baker. And I believe there's a tea stall next to his. So he's third on the left down that way, and you can kind of see this kind of colorful particular stall that he points out. And he's let me know if you have any questions. And welcome to our town. You can always rest your feet, anywhere you can find space. And the bridge is kind of low, so you could very easily sit on the sides of the bridge. And you can see, now that you're on top of the bridge, it's going over kind of a small river, and directly to the east side of the bridge is a pretty steep drop into what is beyond a large lagoon, and the tower is in the lagoon. So now you're on this bridge filled with stuff you can go look at.
Great.
Oh, Alistair. That's cool. Thank you, Alistair. Alistair, I have to say, you are the most beautiful looking bear I've ever seen. You know why? Because this drizzle coming down. I don't even know what type of bear you are, Alistair, but I can say this. With the rain coming down, are you a drizzly bear?
It's like, I never thought of it like that, but I think you could call me that.
But I don't want to offend. I don't.
But said to me.
But it's amazing, and I would love to check out Merlin because Merlin's bakery. Because Merlin must make something magical. If his name is Merlin, his food must just be magical, and that's what I'm about. Magic in my food. It warms my heart, warms my friends' hearts. I'm down. Let's do it.
Merlin is world famous for his excellent batter. So
Great.
Great. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
All right.
So you guys are gonna walk over to Merlin's stall.
Yes.
So you get closer, and you can kind of hear this like frantic, like squeaking that becomes louder, and it's apparent as you get closer that like Merlin is a bat, and he's like covered in flour. He's got a little apron on, and he's like running around, like trying like fixing things in his stall, and then like fixing them again, and like. But like the stall is filled with like beautiful looking like pastries, and like there's little cakes, there's like little buns stuffed with stuff. We've got croissants, like anything you could ask for. But you get closer and you can hear this bat going like, "Why is there sprinkles in everything? Why is there sprinkles in everything?" I did not plan this. I did not plan this. The pastries are overdone, and like talking to himself, and there's like a weird cloud of flour that just kind of like exudes. Like, it just exists in the air around him because he's moving so quickly all the time.
Well, I'm hungry. Are you Merlin?
Yes, sorry. Hello. Welcome to my stall. I'm so glad you're here. What can I help you with?
Well, we would love to
Pastries. What do you want?
try. Yes. What do you recommend? We would love to get 3 of them.
Honestly, the croissants but they have sprinkles in them, and that was unexpected. That wasn't supposed to happen today. So perhaps a Danish or a what do you like? What do you eat in your free time? Please tell me.
I have noticed that at the mention of sprinkles, Bubba lights up. So I would like 2 sprinkle things.
You want a sprinkle croissant?
Yeah, croissant.
Crispy
Yep.
croissant.
Yep.
You think that's a good idea?
Yeah,
Okay, great.
I do think it's a good idea.
Okay, let me just.
I think I want whatever you want me to have. I think the choice is yours.
Oh no, I couldn't
You
possibly.
couldn't possibly.
I have to just consult. And then like he like runs away and like packages up these like sprinkle croissants, and you can hear him being like, I thought this was a mistake. Why would anyone want this? Then like there's a moment where he stops moving and just like stares at the whole like stall, and is like, and just like talking to himself very quietly, and then he like and like grabs you what turns out to be like a rye cake with like peaches in it, and like packages it up, and then like puts it all together, and it like gives them to you guys, and is like, thank you so much for bearing with me. My oven just isn't behaving the way I thought, and today is a lot. It's just a lot. But please enjoy this. I am well known for my baking, but please don't judge me by the things you're about to eat. What brings you to Imelda's Crossing? We get a lot of travelers, but it's always nice to meet new ones.
We wander and share our gifts along the way.
Gifts?
Yeah, there's little trinkets. Mine aren't physical gifts. They're just emotional gifts. And then I look really intensely with my shining eyes at you.
Keith is like,
and Two-Tone has lots of tricks to entertain people.
oh, what
Yeah.
kind of tricks?
Have you ever heard of the 3-card Monty?
No.
The 3-card Monty. I'll take out these 3 cards. I'll lay them down. You see that the ace is in the center.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put the cards face down. The ace is in the center. Now the ace is to the left. Now the ace is to the right. Now you don't know where the ace is as I mix the cards around very fast. Where is the ace? Is it to the left, in the middle, or to the right?
The left. I feel very
turn over
very,
the
very
left.
firmly. This
I'm
the
sorry,
left.
that's the 2 of hearts. Is it in
But
the
it was the
middle?
ace.
Is it in the middle? It has to be in the middle or the right now. I flip
Is it
over.
to the right? It's to the right. It's got to be
no,
to the
no,
right.
No, that's the 3 of clubs.
What?
Is
So
it
it's the middle. It's the middle.
I'm sorry, that's the ace of diamonds. Reach into your pocket.
My pocket. You like reach, or they reach into their pocket and pull out the ace.
The ace.
And Keith is like, because also he's a toad, so he opens his mouth so wide that you're like,
He goes, what's happening?
yeah, exactly.
I'm going to put my hand on Keith's shoulder and pat him and say, "It's all right. It happens to everyone."
Nothing like this has ever happened to me in my entire life.
But what I like you to do, I like you to keep that ace because I always want you to have an ace in the hole, ace in the pocket. For it'll bring you luck, and if it doesn't bring you luck, scream at that ace, and I will come running wherever you are to help you out.
Does that work? Does that work?
I hope so, because if it doesn't, then I'm just a liar. I'm just a fool. But I hope I'm neither one of those. I don't want to be those. I just want to be your friend.
Well, thank you, thank you. And like Keith like puts it back in his pocket and he's kind of like, okay. So that's Wanderhome. Like
Awesome.
that was it. Just a cute little jaunt.
So
Right.
What did you guys think?
You guys made the story you took it to places that I didn't think, So
Yeah.
I never knew what the next step was. Is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to really pay attention, and that's what was different about. I don't know if most RPGs. I think they all work a little bit different.
Yeah, they do.
The
Yep.
characteristics of them are different. But
Yeah.
this one's pleasant.
Yeah.
And I don't know if all are pleasant, but this one's. I like the illustrations in the book. This one's pleasant. It's it was cool. I was reading it, going through it last night. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be, totally intimidating by doing it. But thank you,
Yeah. No, I'm glad you could do it.
thank you. I couldn't do it with any better people. Thank you.
What'd you guys think?
Yeah, I thought it was. I felt so different playing this than any other game that we've played because I felt fearless on one hand, like, well, just be kind-hearted and open-minded and not do anything evil, and maybe things will work out. So it was such a different mindset. I mean, could you imagine going through real life that way?
Yeah.
yeah.
Of offering things to people
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
just,
and helping out.
Yeah. And the scale is so different. Instead of like D&D, you're fighting to save a whole town or the world, and there's something sad in a tower, and we're gonna try to make it less sad.
Yeah.
And like all the token things are like, take a moment and see something beautiful. I don't know. This game is just really sweet.
So
Yeah.
do you think running a game like this, it would be easier or more difficult than a traditional like D&D game?
the stuff that this game encourages you to go into is more of like this emotional stuff that is like real because we all feel those emotions in a way that like isn't like other RPGs. It's like you can get there, but there's always this element of like it's my character fighting a dragon or like my character like getting their thing. Like rarely do you get to that like emotional depth. I think in this game, the on road to like this real emotional stuff is like very clear
Right.
and
Yeah.
very present.
Yeah. Especially because like all the playbooks start with
Yeah.
"You are alive,"
Yeah.
and especially because I think the Firelight too is definitely a very emotional guide in a way. Like, but I immediately wanted like when we met Merlin, I just wanted to soothe him,
Yeah.
and like I was like, I don't know if this is the hook. I
Yeah.
just want to like I'm enjoying this thing that you made. I'm gonna shove it in my mouth. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I have read a lot of like think pieces about RPGs as a way to manage trauma, but it's in a game like D&D, it's less obvious as like a way to do that, and this is like really such an intense part of the game.
Yeah. But it also is so good, I think, at creating this like safe feeling space
Mm-hmm.
where you, because I didn't talk about this at the beginning, but like one of the first things the like book lays out is like journeying tools, and those are specifically like phrases that you can use if you are starting to talk about something that's uncomfortable. So it's like, let's do this instead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hold on. One of them is just no, which is amazing, I think, to just like fully lay out like you can say no.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's just such an interesting game because it presents as like so sweet and cozy, and then when you start engaging with it, there's this whole emotional depth to it that is like really remarkable, I think.
This is
Yeah.
a new game, right? It's just
It came out maybe last year. It got kickstarted last year.
Kickstarted last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so much fun.
yeah. So that was Wanderhome. Thanks for playing with me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Marissa, what are we playing next? What's next time?
Next up, we are playing Fiasco.
Perfect. Finally.
So stay tuned. Fiasco.
At long last.
Yes, it's coming.
All right, well, we'll see you guys next time.